We've got a lot to talk about today. We're going to be checking out a new list of the best pizza places in New Jersey. Plus, we're going to be talking about hats, and I have a few on standby because the Kentucky Derby, that is this weekend. And we're going to go live to Louisville, my hometown, my old Kentucky home, and we're going to talk about the source of the big and beautiful hats.
I love it. We're also going to meet the woman behind the Blended Bride, helping people get in shape for the big day. And my good friend Beth Nidick is here to show us some fun cocktails for Cinco de Mayo, as well as the Derby. So we're going to have a lot of fun today. But first, actually, and we're going to start off with our most favorite fun person, meteorologist Mike Favetta, who has, I'm hoping, a beautiful forecast for us. It's a gorgeous day this morning.
It is a gorgeous morning. The trouble is, Cara, that by this afternoon, it gets incredibly windy. So I think, yes, Mother Nature's going to be restyling your hair later on. Well, the hats will be blowing away. Very nice hats, by the way. We'll talk about those in just a bit because it will be a beautiful forecast this weekend, even in Churchill Downs, for the Kentucky Derby. As far as today's weather, we've got a very pretty morning, although there is a bit of breeze outside. Winds are starting to gust throughout this morning and will likely gust up to 55 miles per hour later today, with the high wind warning up for all of that wind. There's even a wind advisory in the northeastern section of the state, so plenty of chilly air returning by day's end after what was kind of a very warm last few days. That northwesterly wind will cool places like Sussex down to 62 degrees, Newark down to 68, even Trenton and Howell climbing into the upper 60s before a very cool finish, and then that will likely send a bit of a chill into the forecast for tomorrow. So much wind, in fact, we'll go over to the weather computer, that these winds are forecast to likely climb into the 40 to 50 mile per hour range. You see even here later on tonight into tomorrow, some of these gusts here in New Jersey likely taking over well into the 40, 50 mile per hour range. So it'll be gusty and it'll be breezy with those shades of purple you see there later on tonight going into tomorrow, and likely see those breezes continue through early Saturday morning, not relaxing until tomorrow afternoon. We've got more details on what to expect coming up with your dining forecast, your 7-day, all of that in just a few minutes.
Awesome. Mike, thank you so much. We appreciate it.
Yeah. And Cara, New York City Mayor de Blasio says he expects the city to fully open by July 1st, which is wonderful news. Now, we have an announcement like that here in New Jersey. Our state's COVID rates, they have fallen to its lowest in months. Now, Governor Murphy says to expect more openings if we see this trend continuing to go in the right direction. Meantime, New Jersey is increasing indoor capacity for weddings, proms, and other events starting on May 10th. They can host people up to 50% of their capacities with a maximum at 250 people. Governor Murphy signed an executive order this week permitting day camps and sleepaway camps to open for the summer. But everyone at the camp, they are going to, depending on what camp you go to, they're going to be required to follow, no doubt, an extensive list of safety rules and regulations. Now, when it comes to the COVID vaccine, you don't need an appointment anymore to get that COVID-19 vaccine at New Jersey's 6 state megasites. They are now open to anyone who wants it. You just walk in. I believe you have to be 16 and older for that. Now, this comes as the Johnson & Johnson vaccine has gotten approval to restart the one shot, because the other ones are, as you know, 2. Now, if you are planning to vote in the upcoming primary election in New Jersey, which is on June 8th, and that's also when we have school board elections, you're going to need a mask. That's according to Governor Phil Murphy in New Jersey. And he said, I think if you refuse to wear a mask, we are not letting you in. It is that simple. So
I'll tell you what, Laura, though, at the end of the day, all of that good news, like light at the end of the tunnel, progress being made, those are all great things. Now, we did have a positive COVID case at the New Jersey Lottery, and that forced them to move to a new location. The operations site where they do the drawings has been relocated from the lottery's Lawrence building to a temporary site. Drawings will be done with mechanical ball machines and will not be televised or live streamed. And vaccinated hockey fans may get their own section at the Prudential Center in Newark. The company that owns the New Jersey Devils says conversations are being had about possibly introducing vaccinated sections to the team's home venue. They also say they don't expect to see any rules in place that would bar people who are not vaccinated. So that's kind of been an interesting topic for folks, do or do they not have to reveal our vaccine status? Right. And the state is pushing to get more people to take the vaccination. Governor Murphy announced on announced the Your Voice, Your Shot video contest for people to share their reason for getting the vaccine. So this is basically just to encourage other people. The winners will be part of the state's COVID-19 public health campaign. So you never know, this could be your chance at a viral video.
Right. Well, I mean, so many people have taken time, especially during the pandemic when things are shut down, to get onto social media sites, TikTok, and they've learned to create videos. So that will be interesting to see what people come up with, if there's something that, can all make us laugh again, instead of getting upset and being so, tense with each other. So that will be fun to see.
Definitely looking forward to see, some of the creativity that people come up with. Laura, up next, we're going to talk to the creator of the Blended Bride, as well as Beth Nidick, who's going to be here to show us some drinks that we can make for Cinco de Mayo. The NJ Morning Show will be right back.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Butler-Smith, and I'm the founder of Morph Mom. I'm thrilled to introduce our show, The Happy Hour. Each week, along with my 5 co-hosts, we will feature guest speakers who share personal journeys of strength and hope, along with tips and financial tools to bring inspiration to you to find your next step. You can watch The Happy Hour on News 12 Plus throughout the New York tri-state area. You can find us on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61. See you Sunday.
Welcome to Distinctively Outdoors. Here at Distinctively Outdoors, we help our customers seek the ultimate experience for the best outdoor design. Distinctively Outdoors provides award-winning products that you can have right in your backyard, such as breathtaking kitchens and appliances, custom pergolas, quality outdoor furniture, and our relaxing hot tubs. Visit our store today in Parsippany, New Jersey, on Route 46, or call us at 973-828-1288 to help you get started on your dream outdoor environment.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Let's get another check of our weather with meteorologist Mike Favetta. And we got the sunshine. It's a beautiful day, but you're saying that wind is going to rip this afternoon, huh?
It's going to pick up later today. And you know this when we have the high wind warning that was posted yesterday for all of that wind later on today. So winds really get cranking throughout this afternoon. You will see the garbage cans flying around, like you mentioned. Maybe some Kentucky Derby hats. Who knows? But yes, can't wait to talk about that segment later today. That will be very nice. Our forecast, however, points to plenty of clear weather ahead for this weekend, but a little bit of a chill returns later on tonight. So we head over to our weather menu for this evening, and it will be very windy out and about if you plan to do some outdoor dining. Temperatures will be falling through the 60s by this evening, and anticipate another round of breezes through the early part of this evening. Even at the beaches, typically you get that sea breeze that comes in off of the water, keeps those beach locations a little bit cooler. I think by later on tonight, there'll actually be enough of a wind from the north and west that we won't have the issue of the winds coming in off of the water. So it'll actually feel like it's in the 60s, even at the beaches, which is not something that we typically get this time of year. When we get that sea breeze in the late afternoon, especially in April and early May, it's so chilly down toward the waterfront. Not the case today, so you can actually enjoy a bit of a warmer scene there down toward the water. Let's head over to the 7-day forecast with temperatures that will climb well into the 70s next week, likely touch the 80s yet again. We've got a beautiful week upcoming, despite the few chances of early sprinkles on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We'll give you those details and go day by day. That's coming up, Cara, Laura, in just a few minutes.
Mike, thank you so much. Of course, we always appreciate that. And I am so excited for our next guest because she is a friend of mine. I haven't seen her in a little bit, but wedding season is here. And for many brides and grooms, getting in shape for the big day is a big deal. So one New Jersey woman is trying to help people with that through her Instagram page @TheBlendedBride. Please welcome Prashanti Musapet.
Hi, good
morning. Prashanti, how are you?
Hi, Cara. Hi, Laura. Cara, I'm excited to see both of you. And Cara, it's been so long.
I know. I'm so excited that you're doing this. So tell me, what is the Blended Bride?
So the Blended Bride, let's just start off and I'll say it's me. I'm the Blended Bride.
I love it.
And what I mean by that is the fact that I'm Hindu, I'm Indian, and my husband is Catholic. So once we started planning our wedding, we decided we're going to incorporate both of our backgrounds. We're going to have a Catholic ceremony. We're going to have a Hindu ceremony. He's so supportive and he embraces my culture. And the fact that, I'm Indian and I grew up here in America, I feel like everything that I love about my culture, his culture, and, being American, I get to put in my wedding.
Well, Shanti, it looks like, and I was kind of looking through your Instagram page, that it's not just the two of you, but you're involving your entire community, and it's more of an experience instead of just a day. Is that correct?
Exactly. The one thing through the wedding planning process is it's really overwhelming, and the best way to get information, which I incorporate into my Instagram page, is ask other brides. They provide insight that, you can't get anywhere else, or you can't read online. They'll tell you, pack, a survival kit. And I post that information. And then, in my past life, I used to be a reporter and a producer on television. So in that way, I was interviewing my vendors. I provide tips that they give to me so that who are just starting the wedding planning process, they know what questions to ask. They know where to start.
That is a great point, because sometimes people don't even know what questions to ask. So they can go to your Instagram page and you can talk a little bit about, about how to get started, because sometimes people just, they don't know, they're overwhelmed. And especially during a pandemic, you don't have the ability to go to bridal expos and to do all of these other things. I've got to ask though, how many dresses do you have?
Oh, okay. So yes, I can reveal this. I have 4 so far. I have 4 because it's a 3-day weekend, 4 events. And I'm excited. I have the bridal gown, the traditional white wedding dress, and then I have all the Indian outfits. The lehengas is what you call it, the sari. I'm doing the whole 9.
I love it. And those photos are the photos that you have already are just stunning. They're gorgeous.
Thank you.
So Prashanti, then where does the fitness aspect come into the Blended Bride?
Absolutely. So one thing is, besides planning my wedding, I've always really been into fitness. And I know that for couples, one of the most important things for them is to look and feel their best on their big day. And so I thought to myself, okay, what is it that I can do to help people even further in their fitness goals? So I ended up partnering up with a gym in Fairfield, the Lab Sports. Michael Piercy's the owner. And together we created a series of workout videos that we'll be posting on Instagram. It's called Building the Bridal Athlete. And the best part about this is, especially with everything going on and, people still being hesitant to go to the gym, all of these moves can be done in the comfort of your own home.
I love that, Prashanti, because I have to tell, even before COVID, I'm somebody who gyms make me uncomfortable. Having there be witnesses just doesn't work for me. I know a lot of people find that motivating. They go with the crowd. I'm like, nobody needs to see me suffer like this. It's just not cute. So for me, home videos, being able to do it alone in my basement and push myself, that works best for me. So I love that you're doing this, because I'm your target audience, even though I'm not getting married. I've been married for quite some time, but certainly, wanting to be in shape and wanting to look and feel your best is something I think that appeals to everybody.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to piggyback on Cara, because my daughter turned 16 last summer, and I was looking for bridal. I was looking everywhere I could to figure out what are other people how are they doing it, and how do, because you get good ideas. Even if you are not getting married, you can still go and you can see some of the things that you're doing. And it can be, like Cara's not getting married right now. I'm not having any big parties. Well, Kentucky Derby tomorrow. But you get inspired sometimes.
Exactly. And that's the best part too. Yes, the Blended Bride is focused on couples and wedding planning. But when it comes to fitness, anyone can do this. And the best part about all of these workout videos is there are progressions. So let's say you're not ready to do a full plank or a plank with weights. You can modify, and anyone can do this anytime. You can do it after your wedding, before your wedding. Maybe you're in high school, maybe you're, anywhere in between. You can do it at any point.
And Prashanti, just one last question for you. So do you intend, married and moving through married life, where do you kind of see the Blended Bride going? Do you think you're always going to focus on bridal, or do you see it maybe moving into, how to do these things and maintain these things as a wife, possibly as a mother? Do you think it's going to kind of continue to follow your own life?
I think so because, at the core, I try to serve as a personal resource guide, and part of it is my journey. And so I still want to, post-marriage, I still want to be providing wedding planning information, but also what I'm learning as a wife, what I'm learning potentially as a mother. And I think that it would just make it an organic, relatable type of situation for people who are like me or who are looking at my page.
Prashanti, I'm so proud of you, first of all, because like I said, we go back to our News 12 days. And it's like a News 12 reunion here.
Exactly.
And I love it. I miss you terribly. I'm so proud of you. I think this is fabulous. You look beautiful in all of your wedding photos.
Too. You've got to check out the pictures are stunning. They're breathtaking.
They really are. They
really
are.
You.
Prashanti, we're going to include all the information for the Blended Bride at njonair.com. And again, folks, you can follow Prashanti at the Blended Bride on Instagram, and we'll hook you up once more on njonair.com. Prashanti, thank you so much for joining us this morning. We so appreciate your time.
Thank you so much.
Have a great weekend.
Yes, you too.
Well, while we're on the topic of big days, tomorrow is the Kentucky Derby. Plus, we have Cinco de Mayo around the corner. That's May 5th, which happens to be my husband's birthday. So it is a great excuse to try a new adult beverage. So joining us now is the author of Clean Cocktails, which was just featured in Forms. Please welcome Beth Neidick. Beth, it's so good to see you here.
Good morning, ladies. So excited to be with you.
And Beth, I have with me, I know you're going to be making a mint julep and a margarita. I have my mint julep glass with me here as well.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Laura's you said Louisville's your hometown?
Yeah, that's where I was born.
Born and raised. So we have like a true Derby girl here. So we have no pressure or anything.
Like these Jersey girls are going to show up for you.
These Jersey girls are going to show us how to do a mint julep. Okay, let's see. I bet you. I love Clean Cocktails. I have it. I make stuff out of it all the time. Everything's delicious. Are we doing a traditional mint julep? Are you doing the julep first? I guess really is where I should start.
Actually, I was going to start with the margarita.
We're doing the margarita first.
This is a great margarita because we're not just making a margarita today, we're making the sour mix. So when you go to the store and you those big bottles of sour mix, how many grams of sugar do you think are in each serving?
More than is imaginable, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So it's more than you should have in a day. So we came up with, my co-author and I came up with this great natural sour mix. And what it is, in this jar, I have 3/4 of a cup of water and a 1/4 cup of honey. So we're making our own syrup. Instead of using cane sugar or simple syrup, which is like, for me, that's chemical death. That's what you want to stay away from. So I just put hot water and honey and mix it up. And then what I'm going to do is going to pour in a 1/2 cup of lemon and lime juice and mix that up. And I have to tell you that that's it. That's your sour mix. No chemicals, nothing that's going to make you feel really poor in the morning. Because what happens when you drink a couple margaritas or a couple mint juleps, the sugar is what gets you. The sugar is what gives you that headache in the morning.
It's not necessarily the alcohol. Well, it is the alcohol, but there is so much sugar. I mean, the way I describe a mint julep is it's sugar water with a splash of bourbon in it.
Yeah, exactly. But we're going to do ours a little bit differently too. So first, I'm going to cut a little bit of a lime to make a garnish. So I really like just a nice little wedge as a garnish for your glasses.
So now
I like to be able to squeeze it in.
Can I ask a quick question as you're cutting that?
Yeah.
The honey is a substitute for sugar. So you don't want to use sugar, you want to use honey that's better for you.
Exactly. Honey is much better for you because the glycemic index, meaning how your body reacts to it and how your body metabolizes it, this is a lot less harsh, and you have to work on it a lot less.
Does it have a similar flavor?
No, it has a honey flavor. So depending on what you like, so if it's lavender honey, like a lavender margarita, doesn't that sound amazing? So you can use any kind of honey. Right, so clover honey, and where you are in America or in the world, and where you get your honey from, it's going to taste different. And no matter when you get your honey, it's going to taste different because it's different batches. So I always like to taste my honey, have a little some before I make the syrup to make sure I like the taste of it. But bringing in other flavors there, you can get cayenne honey, you can get lavender honey, you can get mint honey, like really exploring the flavors and being creative on that side of your drink rather than putting in, I always go to the blue carousel or the sour mix where it actually doesn't work. So let's build our drink. So we're going to do 1.5 ounces of tequila. If I can get this open. There we go. 1.5 ounces of tequila.
And Beth, I see that the tequila is clear. What kind of tequila is that? And do you have one that you because I know there's different grades and colors.
Well, this is Casamigos, which is just a great brand to use. And I like Blanco because if you use Reposado or a different flavor, or a different kind of a different flavor to it. So it's not going to have the same flavor profile. And this is a real clear and crisp feeling to it. So it's really all preference. It's all what you like.
What I'm thinking about this with Casamigos, George Clooney, who is from Kentucky. That's his, right? So again, it all ties back to similar Kentucky.
It all ties back to George. Here, so we're going to put 1.5 ounces of the mix in here as well, and we're going to shake it up. So you can put this over ice. Today, I've decided not to put it over ice. I like it. Everything I have is really cold, and when I think it just gets too cold when you do it that way. We're just going to pour it into the glass, and that, my friends, is your healthy margarita. And
I love it.
You have all the sour mix that you can use at another time.
Very nice.
And Beth, how long will that sour mix store in the fridge?
It'll store for like 3 months, really, but it's not going to last that long because you can use it for lemonade.
You're going to use it.
Right, you're going to use it for stuff, so I wouldn't worry about it going bad. I would just make sure that you have everything you need. And then it's actually something that I drink, that I use over and over in my cocktails. So no matter what we're doing the day, you can always use it. And there's also the other side of it is making like a honey syrup where you just put the honey and water together, and then you can add flavors to that and simmer it down and have a real like thick syrup that you can then put on pancakes and French toast and fruit and whatever else you want.
Yeah.
And Beth, that's one of the things I love about Clean Cocktails is you guys have included a lot of those different syrup mixes into the book that people can kind of create different flavors with, natural sugars, and stuff that, again, it can be used in a cocktail or it can be used in your cooking or something else.
Exactly. We do everything from a watermelon syrup to a matcha syrup and everything in between, cinnamon syrup, because I honestly, in my refrigerator, I have lots of bell jars full. I have lots of bell jars full of syrup. I use it a lot. I use it in my tea in the morning, ginger honey syrup. So finding the flavors that you like in your diet can translate to what you like in your drinks. Like today, we're making a strawberry mint julep. Ooh. If you like raspberry, boysenberries, whatever, grapes, like whatever's around, it's electrical. Whatever you like to eat, also make that into your drinks and make it into your food. Because I think we're so focused on what we're supposed to be eating instead of what we like to be eating and what our body really likes. I think it's a really big difference.
Yeah. So how do we make mint julep? Because that's a lot of people in Louisville, they're going to be getting their mint juleps on. I've got my mint julep. My mint julep. This is actually an older glass. This is from 2005.
Wow.
Yes. Well, I actually have glasses going back to 1968. This is 147 for the roses. They haven't always done the glasses, but I've got quite a few of them. So how do you make your mint julep?
Okay, so we're gonna start with mint. So I literally went because if you watch me, I'm a big Trader Joe's girl. So I'm just gonna take a few pieces of mint, and this is like how minty you like it. Like I like everything very citrusy. So there's no hard and fast rules. I just put like 4 to 10 pieces of mint in here, and we're gonna muddle it. So muddling is what you do.
Peppermint, spearmint. Is there a difference when you're picking out mint?
Again, it's what you like.
Okay.
So this is spearmint. But like I have peppermint. I had to hold it out. I have peppermint in my garden that I'll use for different kinds of drinks. But for the mint julep, I really like the spearmint.
Okay.
And we're gonna
muddling. You were gonna explain.
Right. We're muddling it is where you're releasing the oils from the herbs. So when you use herbs, and I have to tell you, ladies, that you can use basil, mint, rosemary, cilantro, like every herb out there you can really use, because all you're doing is releasing the oils from it in the cocktail itself, so you can get like a really nice flavor from it and nothing else.
Nice. I actually had mint from my grandparents' house, and after they passed and they sold the house, my uncle dug up, so I was able to continue that mint here in New Jersey.
You know, I have a mint memory as well. My grandfather was living in Oradell when I was little, and we would go, and his side yard all had mint. So when I smell mint and cigars, I think of my grandfather.
It was crazy outside.
Okay, so we're gonna make this raspberry mint strawberry. We're using 1.5 teaspoons of strawberry preserves. So because we're doing healthy, I like the ones without the added sugar. And we're just gonna put it right over the muddled mint.
It's for the sugar, it's for the sweetness as well as a little bit of the flavor, because a mint julep, that can be a very, very strong and difficult drink.
We're making it nice and easy tonight. And yeah, that's the only sugar in this drink. So again, depending on how much bourbon that you like, because I'm a 2-ounce girl. So I know it's a little early in the morning. I'll save this for later, maybe. Put that in there.
That's the thing. I think you can have a mint julep and like sip on it, slowly sip on it all day long.
Exactly. So before we do that, I'm going to show you a little trick. So I like the strawberries. I'm going to cut the tag of the strawberry off. And this is for the garnish, because we've already put the strawberry jam in the drink. And we're just going to like halfway cut 4 slices into your berry. Ooh. That way you can really, because I think when you put a tiny little strawberry on a drink, it's not quite enough. This way we have like a nice hunk. Plus, when you're almost done with the drink, you can eat the strawberry. It tastes really good.
Yes.
So we're going to, again, shake that up. Pour it
now,
out.
Beth, you had told me once when you shake your drinks, and this was when you were putting ice in the shaker as well. Shake it until your hands are cold, right? That's about how. Because I feel like people are like, we're sitting here, we're talking, we're shaking, I'm like, I don't know when this is done.
And
yeah, so you got to shake it till it gets cold, exactly. Yeah. And then it's a little bit of a smaller drink, but it's a nice pinky color, and that way you get all the real flavor. And if you want it less, add a little seltzer into your drink. Or add a little club soda, whatever you like. A little iced tea actually goes really, really well in this drink as well.
Well, that's a good idea. Actually, adding it for iced tea, those who are not drinking or that don't drink, or for young people, you can substitute it with tea and have a little mocktail then.
This is actually a great mocktail. So instead of the bourbon, I would use lemonade, add the mint, add the raspberry, shake it up with a little bit of ice, and you can add it into there as well. And when you do that, you get the little pieces of mint in it as well. And I think great way, like if you are trying to get kids to expand their palates and expand the flavors that they eat and drink, that's a great way to make it fun. I wouldn't make it about the cocktail. I'd make it about making something fun with the kids, but getting them to start eating herbs and having that be part of the repertoire, I think is really important.
That is amazing. Beth, thank you so much. Once again, guys, the book is Clean Cocktails, and we will have that hooked up for you at njonair.com. So once again, you can check that out. Beth Neidick, thank you so much. I appreciate your time.
Cheers.
Love you guys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Bye, Beth. Have a great weekend. Well, Laura is clearly ready for the Derby, wearing her hat, and we are going to be talking about Derby hats coming up in just a bit.
Hi, I'm Debbie Peterson, founder of the Wellness Gala. I'm very excited to bring you our television show, Balance Your Life with the Wellness Gala. Each week, we'll be bringing you experts in the fields of health, beauty, and wellness. We'll also bring you great tools and options to help you lead your most fulfilling life. You can watch Balance Your Life with the Wellness Gala on News 12 Plus throughout the New York metropolitan area. You can find it at Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61.
Welcome to Distinctively Outdoors. Here at Distinctively Outdoors, we help our customers seek the ultimate experience for the best outdoor design. Distinctively Outdoors provides award-winning products that you can have right in your backyard, such as breathtaking kitchens and appliances, custom pergolas, quality outdoor furniture, and our relaxing hot tubs. Visit our store today in Parsippany, New Jersey on Route 46, or call us at 973-828-1288 to help you get started on your dream outdoor environment.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Let's bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta. We've got another check of the weather for you. And I feel like, Mike, have we finally gone over the hump? Can I put the winter coat away? Because I feel like I kept having to bust them out these last couple weeks.
You may get you may want to grab the sweater tomorrow morning because it'll actually be quite chilly across New Jersey. 40s on tap early tomorrow morning. So it'll be a brisk start on your Saturday morning, but we warm up quickly by the afternoon. So it's a mensa. It's a so-so.
Yeah,
going into tomorrow.
Cozy koza. Okay.
Cozy koza. And then I think we really start to warm it up. But it's all that cold air, and this is the current wind across New Jersey. You have wind gusts right now in excess of 33 miles per hour out there toward Parsippany. Even by Newark, that's a near 40 mile per hour wind. How about down the shore over toward Long Branch, and that's over by Brick, 30 miles per hour. Even just west of Toms River, McGuire Air Force Base, 39 mile per hour wind. So a very gusty and breezy start, and we'll likely keep that gusty wind around through the rest of the afternoon. In fact, it gets much worse. Down by Atlantic City, already a 44 mile per hour gust, and we are projected to go to 60 miles per hour plus by the afternoon, especially down along the shore points here over through, say, Toms River South down to Cape May. So very breezy conditions by the end of the day. We want to get you started with a look of what's going on right now across the state with the pollen report, because that pollen is back to the severe level. You don't need to run your finger across the hood of your car to see the pollen. You could just look at the car, and it's been covered in that lovely tint of green from the very high level of tree pollen. Grasses, weeds, and molds are still absent from the report, and they likely pop later on in the summer season. So even going forward this weekend, tomorrow we'll have a cool feeling around, starting off in the 40s, but eventually rebounding into the mid and upper 60s, and that's where we should be for the beginning of May, with tomorrow being May 1st. Newark and Morristown sharing the mid-60s, likely the lower 60s toward Belmar, even the mid-60s in Camden. But then we get to the end of the weekend, and we've got a very warm weekend ahead by Sunday, and that takes us right into next week with a lovely 7-day forecast. There's even great weather for the Kentucky Derby this weekend. 70 degrees at the
Churchill Downs.
Yes.
So the sun is shining bright in my old Kentucky home.
It definitely will. Not a cloud in the sky. Nice and clear for the race.
Mike, thank you so much.
You bet.
Yeah. Well, Cara, as I've hinted around, if you haven't gotten that, the Kentucky Derby is on Saturday, and I've got my fascinator here. And the only thing bigger than the race and the horses, the hats, of course.
The hats.
And I've been known to wear a hat or two, as you can see. And joining us now to talk a little bit about the latest hat fashion, live from Louisville, my hometown, is Melissa Huff. She is the owner of Momely and Mad Hatter 502. Melissa, it's good to see you.
Good to see you too.
Oh my gosh. So you are wearing a fascinator. I have a fascinator. So can you tell us, first of all, a little bit about your company, Momely 502? I understand the 502 reference, but maybe people in New Jersey don't.
Yes. Well, I first started my hat business, Mad Hatter 502, about 3 years ago. And year before last, I had a pop-up store. I was working out of my house before, and my friends worked there and they loved it. They were like, oh, you've got to open a store. And I said, no, that's crazy. And then here I am. We opened March 7th last year. And a week later, we had to close because of COVID. I formed Momely. It's a full-blown boutique where we sell men's clothes, women's accessories, home accessories, gifts, and of course, I make derby hats and fascinators. So
that is amazing that you make these hats. They're extraordinary. They're just absolutely beautiful, and you make them all.
I make them all. Now, some of the bases, I buy the bases, but then I decorate them. And then a lot of the fascinators I can make from scratch. So, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, Melissa, first, I'm feeling a little left out because I don't have, I love hats, I was going to say, but I just don't happen to have a derby hat per se.
Uh-huh.
Why are these big, elaborate hats associated with the derby?
It's the history behind it. Obviously, years and years and years ago, that was what women wore. They wore the different style hats, and it's just followed throughout the years. And now I just feel like sky's the limit. Some ladies like to go sophisticated and small, and other ladies like to go big or go home. And when you go to the track, Derby week, and you see all the people with their hats and fascinators, you're like, oh my gosh, I should have went bigger. I should have did this. I should have done that. It's so exciting. And after not having Derby last year, not having spectators last year, we are so excited. People are coming in, they're buying hats, fascinators. It's been great.
Yeah. So can you, are you able to show us some of your hats? Or we're running some video of some of your hats.
Yeah, we have wide assortment. So we have fascinators, we decorate with feathers, flowers, you name it.
Are more people looking? Some people will say, I'm not a hat person. I can't wear a hat. Hats don't look good on me. And now, I think, where do you get your inspiration? Because in London, people are always wearing fascinators to weddings and to events. So
I think it's a personal preference and how things fit too. Some ladies' heads are smaller, so a lot of times the fascinators that have headbands won't fit. Some fascinators have a little elastic that go under your hair.
Melissa, I was just going to ask you if you can explain for anybody who doesn't know the difference between, a true hat and a fascinator, because I feel like, if you're not in love with the royal family and the Kentucky Derby, you might not know what a fascinator is.
Good point.
This is a fascinator, so it's on a headband.
Okay.
You have a base on a headband, and then this. Let's come over here. So.
Yeah, and the fascinator, you can clip it on. Some are clip-ons, and some are headbands.
There's clip-on, there's headband, there's an elastic, and then we have, the normal beautiful.
Of course, a full hat. Look at that. Look at the color on that one. It's spectacular.
Yes.
Now, each one is a one of a kind.
Yes.
So if somebody buys your hats, they're not going to show up awkward. You have the same hat as I.
Right. Unless somebody see something that we have that we sold out of and they want me to make it, duplicate it, I can do that too.
Yeah. So what's the reaction been once you were able to open the store and you're showcasing different artists and such, really involving the community?
Great. Just with COVID happening, things were shut down for a while, and then things were slow picking up. But all the hotels here are sold out, thank God. People are coming in from out of town. They're doing bourbon tours, coming in to shop. They may have a headpiece, but then when they come in the store or other stores, they decide they want something else. So then they'll buy that. They can buy the outfit. We have men's fedoras, the ties. The men go crazy with the ties, or at least the ladies do.
So before we let you go, we're in New Jersey. So I've always loved having Kentucky Derby parties. I haven't had my Kentucky Derby party after I had three kids and three babies in 3 years. But if somebody wants to get into the spirit and watch it on TV, it's pretty simple to do. If they're not able to get out and get a hat, are they able, what's your advice?
All the networks, all the major networks and then local networks will have the races on. And then, a lot of people are having parties and they kind of form their own betting pools at home too. So having parties at home is just as big, or can be just as big as going to the track.
All right. Well, Melissa, we can learn more about your company at momly502.com, and you're on Instagram as well. We'll put up the links up to their show later on. Melissa, thank you so much.
Thank you. Nice talking to you all.
You too. And I love your hat. Isn't it beautiful?
Yes. That hat is gorgeous.
It makes me so happy.
It goes with your outfit today too.
Yes.
Yeah. Thanks, Melissa.
See you all. Bye.
Well, Laura, coming back here to New Jersey, and a little information that everybody in the state already knew. According to Food and Wine, New Jersey has the best pizza in the nation. The magazine picked 10 of the best spots in the state. First, here's how we ranked according to states. So Jersey is tops, duh.
Nice.
then Connecticut, then New York, Illinois, Michigan, California, Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, Ohio, and Missouri is the head scratcher right there in the top 10, quite frankly.
Interesting. I love it. Now, I love tomato pie and Di Lorenzo's in Trenton. It had baffled me, and I'm not sure if the locations that they used to have 2 locations, and one did not have a bathroom, but there was always a line. And when I moved up here, I was like, I don't get it. But then I tasted the tomato pie. It's so good.
And it's funny. And even for me, the Connecticut thing is a little baffling. I lived in Connecticut for about a year right after I graduated college, and I don't ever remember having pizza there. But I know that New Haven, Connecticut has a huge Italian-American community and a big pizza scene. They've got a couple of iconic pizza places there, but I just never got to them.
Mystic Pizza.
Yes.
Right? That was a movie, Julia Roberts, back in the 80s.
Yes.
So, and that is a real pizza place.
It is a real place. Well, here in New Jersey, according to Food and Wine, these are the top places here in the state. So Raza, which also got a note from the New York Times a little while ago about being one of the best pizzerias around. Bread and Salt in Jersey City, Papa's in Robbinsville, Di Lorenzo's Tomato Pies in Robbinsville, Patsy's in Patterson, Kinchley's Tavern in Ramsey, Rosie's in Point Pleasant, Manco Ocean City, Santillo's Brick Oven Pizza in Elizabeth. I have been there. That's excellent. And Una Pizza Napolitana in Atlantic Highlands. So I feel like I need to take a little pizza tour in Jersey because I have not hit up a lot of these, and I would like to. I love pizza.
Yeah. Well, I see Di Lorenzo's, which they are in Robbinsville now. It is so good. Now I'm so hungry.
I know. I was going to say, I never quite get to breakfast before we start the show. And by the time we wrap it up with all of our food guests and food stories, I'm generally starving. So now I'm definitely hungry. And pizza for breakfast is never a bad idea.
No.
There's no shame in my game.
It has so many of the food groups. You've got the wheat. You've got the vegetables. Right.
It covers all the bases. It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. I'm interested to see. I would like to see, and I want to go through these pizzerias actually for myself, because there is a difference between a New York style or an American style pie and a Neapolitan style pizza. So I'm wondering if the magazine took that into consideration, or they just said pizza in general, or if these are, because I'm pretty sure Raza does like a Neapolitan style pizza.
Yeah,
which is very different than a New York style pizza. So I'm going to have to go back through and check all that out. But
but I love that New Jersey's #1 for a good reason.
We know. Now they just got to give us bagels and bread, and I'm pretty sure, we're good to go.
Absolutely. All right. Well, up next, how you can see New Jersey native John Bon Jovi in concert, plus what is returning to the Jersey Shore. Stay with us. The New Jersey Morning Show continues.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Butler-Smith, and I'm the founder of Morph Mom. I'm thrilled to introduce our show, The Happy Hour. Each week, along with my 5 co-hosts, we will feature guest speakers who share personal journeys of strength and hope, along with tips and financial tools to bring inspiration to you to find your next step. You can watch The Happy Hour on News 12 Plus throughout the New York tri-state area. You can find us on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61. See you Sunday.
Swing the hip.
Oh boy, they weren't kidding.
You're looking for a gold crown?
Sure. So you say you're helping people through. How are you doing that?
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Cara Di Falco with my co-host Laura Jones and meteorologist Mike Favetta here with us talking about beautiful sunshiny skies today, but windy, right?
A little windy, so I wouldn't advise making the pizza outdoors today. It'd be hard to keep the flame up. All that talk of pizza, then we had margaritas. I do like the term healthy margarita. My kind of ears perked up.
Yeah, right?
So, all about that, especially as we approach a warm Cinco de Mayo next week. We'll get to that 7-day in just a bit. It's already quite mild this morning after the high humidity from the last few days. We start off with temperatures right now approaching 70 degrees, 66 in Elizabeth, right by Newark Airport. You head a little further west over toward Hunterdon counties, holding in the mid-60s. And then if we go a little further south, likely see these numbers eventually rise back into near the 70s before those gusty winds take over. So down toward Toms River, temperatures right now hold in the mid-60s, even 65 in Atlantic City. There will be a very gusty wind, upwards of 60 miles per hour before the day is through. That pushes in a cooler feel by tonight, and then we warm it back up tomorrow. So the 7-day forecast offers plenty of warm weather for Sunday. It's just going to feel a little bit drier and breezy tomorrow with temperatures in the 60s. While both days this weekend are nice and sunny, the chance of rain returns for Monday, and that will bring back, I think, a temperature of 71, which is not too shabby for May. We'll keep plenty of clear sky around. I think most of the rain is during the early morning or after sunset on Tuesday. So the daylight hours on Tuesday are actually quite pleasantly dry. That's why we climb into the mid-70s there. And then Wednesday brings back another risk of light showers, 69. But still, to be in the upper 60s, around 70 degrees, we'll take it, especially after that extreme heat that put us near 90 on Wednesday. If you remember how hot it was on Wednesday, we had temperatures that came close to breaking records, but just missed it by that much, by a degree.
Just shy.
Just shy, yes.
I had to keep looking at my thermometer. I'm like, that's 89? No, that is
that right?
Yeah,
it was right.
It was hot.
You know what might have us kind of doing one of these too, Laura? Today is Mike's birthday, so we wanted to say a very happy birthday to our one and only.
Oh, that's cool. Thank you. I know we can't be in the studio together to share some cannoli or cake or what have you, but in time, it'll happen.
I always have cake on standby, and it's actually out of reach. But I have a little cupcake, and I'm sorry that I missed opportunity. I got so distracted with mint juleps and hats and such. I love cake, so I have little tiny pedophores and candles, and missed opportunity right there for myself. But you know what? That's okay. I can post something about it later on.
That is spoken like a true mom. I always have cake and candles on hand.
I love it. Oh, well, yeah, Mike, here.
We hope you very much enjoy your birthday. We
Thank
always
you so
enjoy
much.
working with you. And I'm glad that you're getting some nice weather for it, even if it's going to be windy.
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah, the wind will blow out the candles and keep everything sanitary. No spilling on the cake.
Hey, there you go. There you go. All right, my friend. Happy birthday. We'll talk to you soon.
A lot to celebrate. A couple other headlines to fill you in on. From Trenton, the director of New Jersey's Motor Vehicle Commission, Sue Fulton, she might be leaving her position after being nominated as the Assistant Secretary of Defense for Manpower and Reserve Affairs by President Joe Biden. Fulton is a West Point graduate and a U.S. Army veteran. But at a recent hearing with state legislators, Fulton gave her agency a D or an F for the long lines and wait times drivers experienced in the first few months of the pandemic. Lawmakers are also questioning the long closings following positive COVID cases at MVC locations. And Cara, coming up today at noon on New Jersey Politics with Laura Jones, I'm going to be speaking with State Senator Anthony Bucco about a new bill that actually is aimed at stopping MVC closures. And then I'm going to be joined by Insider NJ columnist Alan Steinberg, and we're going to talk a little bit about Joe Biden's first address to Congress, his first 100 days, and all New Jersey politics as well. And is Chris Christie going to be running for president? So a lot to talk about. That's at noon.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm interested to see, because I know we had the representative on last week talking about the MVC and so maybe this is a good move overall. This woman gets to have a a more advanced position, and maybe we get somebody in place who's a little more equipped to get those lines moving
up and going. And it's the things that are online are very difficult. I literally, my daughter turns 16 in August, and I can it's very difficult trying to get everything in order because you have to go through certain driving schools to even get a permit. So it's just this long process, and I want to pull my hair out some days.
I can imagine. Yeah, absolutely. Well, something that's probably a little more fun for everybody, Laura, is Bon Jovi could be heard this week rehearsing at the Paramount in Asbury Park. The band is getting ready for a national drive-in theater show. The concert will be shown at approximately 300 drive-ins and indoor theaters here in New Jersey. You can see the concert at the Delsey Drive-In Theater in Vineland. And I loved driving movies pre-pandemic. I'm in North Jersey, so we actually have to go up just over the New York border. There's a drive-in theater, but it's a great concept. I mean, we saw President Biden do it for when he was announced as the winner of the election, and he just had people stay in their cars, and it's a cool thing. There's a handful of venues left that you can do something like this in. And what a great way to kind of still go see some live music, which I know that's one of the things. I was just talking to a friend of mine, dying to go to a concert this summer.
Yes. And there are, like, locally, we have a community theater, Music Mountain. And what they did last summer was they would have movies outside and people could drive in. So I love the idea. And it's not just a COVID thing. It's a fun thing being to drive in and watch a movie and, experience it with your friends, family. I love the whole concept, outside of COVID. So I think that is a positive thing, and that can be a lot of fun, because honestly, the one thing I don't miss about concerts is the crowds.
The crowds.
Smashing into you. That's not fun.
Well, you know what? Because you and I are both petite, and I don't know if you find this, but when I am in a crowd, like, I'm at everybody's elbow height. If they're like dancing and moving their arms, I'm like, I'm gonna lose an eye.
I can't see. Exactly. And I think we're a little too old to get on somebody's shoulders to watch it.
Maybe just a little. Listen, Laura, speaking of summer fun, one last story for everybody. Wildwood's famous tram is going to be returning to the boardwalk next month. The tram will run Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 11 in the morning to about 10 at night through mid-June before moving to 7 days a week. The Wildwood Boardwalk is 2.5 miles long, so the tram is a welcome sight for many. It sees about 600,000 riders every summer. So again, this whole show, I'm so proud of us. We have all this great news about things, kind of returning to, I don't want to say normal, because I feel like there's so much from before the pandemic that we don't necessarily want to bring forward. But I'm just concerts, the Jersey Shore, boardwalks, pizza.
Just like how the trees are the flowers are blooming, we're starting to see that rebirth. Yes. And I love that. And yeah, I think the pandemic definitely, people were at home reevaluating, do I really want to go back to certain normal and running here, running there, as opposed to picking the things that really matter and enjoying it and just being present in that moment and taking it around. I'm with you. There's just so much to smile about. And a lot of times we're, focused on headlines, and it is a serious time in the country and throughout the world, but it's okay to laugh. It's okay to smile. It's okay to have a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And certainly one was had by all of us here this morning on the New Jersey Morning Show. I'm Cara Di Falco. I'm going to sign off, and I'm going to leave Laura Jones to it with her New Jersey politics show, get into all the nitty gritty of what's going on down in Trenton. I hope everybody has a fabulous weekend. We'll see you guys next week live at 9 a.m.